Hi there, Kenneth Flamand again for our final week of interactive games. I'm interested in what what entails with the future for um, us and what's developing, and usually the developing trends are what's popular. And so it seems to me that the real popular video game is Call of Duty, that all these people that we know play the game and do it online. I know my little brother plays hours and hours of it. He makes very good money digging holes and whatnot, and most of his interaction with people is through this online game. And it's really interesting to see how he lives and breathes that game. And killing zombies is the thing, and how this is developing into culturing our children, friends, people into becoming that and having that as who we define ourselves as. Is I'm a savant at playing zombies or whatever. And the problem is that the little kids that see that and have that as a problem for when it comes time to deciding what's right and wrong, and that the shoot 'em up games have affected them to the point that they're not having healthy relationships that make people have compassion and whatnot, where it's just shoot them in the head and call it good. That maybe if we were trying to go to war for something, we'd have great people cultured for that. But what we want is people to make a difference. And with the way games are developing, I see it as being a great way of communicating with people. But are we putting the right ideas out there? And that these video games, as they develop, they are teaching people strategy on how to deal with combat, and what processes you're going to use to be successful. Which you want to be good at war if you're going to be the top dog. But I guess where is this technology going, though? That if we have these shoot 'em up games, and we're eventually developing it into some kind of augmented reality or brainwave that's figuring out what's popping in the brain, and the electrical synapses that are going through their process, and unraveling the brain for how it works. So since we're doing that and have this happening along with robotic technologies and stuff, that maybe the games that we're playing are going to be controlled by a robot that's doing the actions in the field. And I see that being a reality, that all these processes can contribute to some kind of use by a defense system. Um, the problem is that how are we going to use that for good? Because I don't see that war is always the right outcome. It's just who's better and who got their idea across, rather than using it as a communication tool that instead of unwrapping what process is going on when you're killing somebody or doing something. How about what the process is and the structure of thought that comes from developing language, and using it as a method to preserve language and to ultimately teach people a language through this code and whatnot. That as you figure this out and record different things throughout history, you're going to find that we document things very well, but our development on them is sometimes toward the what we have to gain out of this. But I think preservation of the world's cultures is very important, in that as we're developing games and stuff, we don't really care about any of that. And the precedence takes for the here and the now and the problems that are going on with the world. So we're going to fix that with whatever technology we have, and it'll be developed through that. So it's going to take people stepping back and looking and saying, this is what I want to have done, and this is what's going to work. And so for that future, we're going to have to all come together, or me and all my constituents that follow my same ideas are going to come together and develop language through these augmented realities and brainwave functions that are they're saying that as long as we have these processes going on and synapses electrically charging this way, if we can follow that structure and get it done, then we are going to have success and greater development. But we also have to appeal this to, you know, an audience that people are going to want to learn it, and the best way for people to want to learn it is to make it come across as a game, which brings into our pop culture and reality of what is important. So, you know, can we implement little things into games that develop language, or what we want to have as the underlying idea and objective that's successful through a game, because most people and young kids learn through games that when it feels like you're having fun, you don't feel like you're necessarily learning. So if we can do that, then we can successfully develop games that also learn things about, you know, societies and develop ideals that help to make productive people. So if we can do that and have these games that are currently out there and start slowly implementing things into it, that we can have these new technologies do good for us. So I hope that we can do good with everything that's out there, or, you know, I don't want to think of the alternative of it being used for destruction. So I enjoy you guys listening to my presentations this year, and I encourage you all to find your chosen path and chase down that dream. Thanks. Have a good